I've personally helped hundreds of veterinarians figure out a way to pay back their student loans. You would think that veterinarians would utilize the Public Service Loan Forgiveness Program in a big way to get rid of the high cost of vet school. But the reality is that very many veterinarians have a hard time qualifying for PSLF. This PSLF program allows you to pay based off of your income for 10 years, and then the remaining balance is forgiven tax-free. Physicians have multiple options for getting PSLF. They can sign up with hospitals, they can find different employment with the VA. It's very, very easy for a physician to get PSLF. In contrast, the number of jobs that a veterinarian has access to is relatively narrow. You have the Food Safety and Inspection Service, and you could have a meat inspector career there. You could work for a zoo, some sort of place like academia, perhaps a local government or a state government. But the reality is that most veterinarians got into the practice of veterinary medicine so that they could heal their patients, help people, make animals happy and healthy, and just cure them. And so naturally, being in a job where you're having to do a lot of euthanasia of patients, where you're having to inspect the food supply, doing that kind of work, it's just not as compelling for people. And so what we've seen is that people have really burned out of doing that kind of public interest veterinary work after a few years into practice, and they don't last the full 10 years. We have seen some exceptions. We've seen people that will last in shelter veterinary jobs, perhaps with great endowments, especially in high wealth areas. There seems to be some of these positions available. Also zoos, if you can get a job as a full-time zoo veterinarian, they're very hard to get, but we have seen people get those and keep those successfully. I have yet to find a food safety inspector that has lasted the full 10 years or is close to lasting the full 10 years to get that PSLF program for their DVM student loans. Luckily, there are still options for veterinarians to pay back their student debt that do not involve PSLF. You can pay back your loans for an extended period of time on the pay or the repay program for 20 to 25 years, and then you'll pay a tax bump at the end of it. Regardless of what path that you should be on to pay back your veterinary student loans, we're experts in this. Just visit our website, studentloanplanner.com, and hit any one of the contact buttons you see, and we'll be happy to help you figure out the best path to pay back your student debt so that you don't waste tens of thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars paying back your loans in the wrong program.